Welcome, dear one. Let us begin this time together not with urgency, but with reverence, a soft bow of the heart, a quiet breath, an honoring of the space we share, not just in this moment, but in this vast living world. Take a moment and feel the ground beneath you. This earth, so ancient, so generous, is not just a resource. She is not merely soil and stone and air. She is our mother, our companion, our teacher. She carries us, feeds us, holds us, and receives us again when our bodies return to dust. She is not separate from us. She is us. In the Buddhist tradition, we are invited to see deeply into the nature of all things, to look beyond the surface of form and see the truth of interbeing. The truth that nothing exists alone. A tree is not just a tree. It is made of sunlight, clouds, soil, and the breath of living beings. And so are we. If we breathe mindfully, we may notice the air entering our lungs is the gift of trees. The food on our plate, the water we drink, the warmth that reaches our skin, all arise in relationship with the earth. And when we see clearly, gratitude naturally blossoms in our hearts, gratitude and responsibility. The earth is not a possession. She is not something to be used and used up. She is sacred, not because of dogma or belief, but because she is alive. And life, in its essence, is holy. So today we come not with fear, but with love, not with blame, but with care, to listen, reflect, and walk gently together in the spirit of the Dharma, in the spirit of compassion and mindfulness. Let us remember, to protect the earth is to protect ourselves. To care for her is to awaken to the deepest truths the Buddha taught, that all things arise together, depend on one another, and return to peace together. With that understanding, let us begin this journey, not as separate beings on a broken planet, but as one body, one breath, one sacred life. Let us begin. Yes, dear one. Let us continue gently. When we speak of the earth as sacred, we are not speaking metaphorically. We are pointing to a deep truth, one the Buddha himself uncovered beneath the Bodhi tree. A truth we can still see if we look with quiet eyes and an open heart. The Buddha taught about paticca samuppada, what we call dependent origination. This is not a dry philosophy, it is a living insight. It tells us that nothing exists independently. All things arise in dependence upon conditions. This is not just true of our thoughts or our emotions. It is true of rain, of soil, of forests, of oceans, of cities, of nations. It is true of the breath you are taking right now. A flower cannot bloom without the sun, the rain, the minerals in the soil, the pollinating bee, and the caring hand that does not trample it. In the same way, we do not exist by ourselves. We are threads in the vast fabric of life. When one thread is pulled, the whole web quivers. Let's pause for a moment and look into something simple, a piece of paper. Thich Nhat Hanh used to say, if you look deeply into a sheet of paper, you can see the cloud. Without the cloud, there could be no rain. Without rain, no tree. Without the tree, no pulp. Without pulp, no paper. In that paper, there is also sunshine, lumberjack, factory, and poet. Nothing stands alone, nothing can. Now imagine the same truth expanded beyond the paper, to a forest, a river, a mountain range, or your morning cup of tea. In every leaf, in every breath, in every sip, the whole cosmos is present. But when we forget this, when we act as though we are separate from the earth, we begin to harm it. We overconsume, we extract, we pollute, we build walls between us and nature, when in fact, we are made of nature. This forgetting brings suffering, both to the planet and to ourselves. Climate change, species extinction, poisoned rivers, these are not distant events. They are the visible results of spiritual amnesia, of forgetting inner being, of imagining we are outside the web of life, rather than woven into it. Yet the Dharma reminds us, seeing clearly is the beginning of freedom. When we touch this truth of interbeing, compassion arises naturally. We begin to see the forest not as timber, but as home to countless beings. We see the ocean not as a resource, but as a living pulse of the planet. We see that harming the earth is not someone else's mistake. It is something we all can help heal. So, dear one, when you walk upon the earth, know that she is not beneath you. She is within you. When you breathe, know that it is the breath of 10,000 trees, returned as a gift. When you drink from ancient rivers. When you open your heart, you find that it holds more than you ever knew. It holds the sky, the wind, the crying of whales, and the whisper of moss between stones. This is interbeing. Not belief, but direct seeing. Let us cherish this truth, and let us live in harmony with it, not out of fear, but out of reverence. Not to save the planet as an object, but to remember that we are never ever separate. The earth is not outside of us. We are the earth, walking. May we walk gently. May we walk mindfully. May we walk in peace. Yes, dear one, let us continue, softly and with sincerity. When the Buddha gave his first teaching after awakening, he shared a simple yet profound truth. Life contains suffering, but there is a path to freedom. This is the heart of the Dharma, the Four Noble Truths. And though they were spoken over 2,500 years ago, they speak directly to the crisis we face today with our precious earth. Let us reflect together. The first noble truth is the truth of suffering, dukkha. Today, we see this suffering not only in the human heart, but across the body of the earth. We see forests falling. We see oceans rising. We see the grief of species vanishing, the pain of polluted air, the sorrow in the eyes of young people uncertain about their future. This is real. And like the Buddha, we begin not by turning away, but by facing it with compassion. The second noble truth points to the cause of suffering, tanha, craving, the hunger that never feels full. In the modern world, we are taught to consume constantly, as if that will bring happiness. More clothes, more fuel, more meat, more things. But this kind of thirst doesn't satisfy. It exhausts. And when millions of minds are caught in this craving, the earth suffers. Not because she is weak, but because she cannot endlessly provide for endless desire. Now the Buddha didn't stop there. He shared the third noble truth, that there is an end to suffering, nirodha. Freedom is possible. In the same way, healing is possible for the earth, but it does not come from blame or fear. It comes from stillness, insight, and a collective return to harmony. If we reduce our grasping, our pollution slows. If we awaken our hearts, our habits change. If we walk more mindfully, the earth begins to breathe again. And so the Buddha offered the fourth noble truth, the Eightfold Path, a way to live with wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental clarity. When we apply this path to our lives today, we walk not only toward personal awakening, but toward planetary healing. Right view, seeing the earth not as an object, but as our shared home. Right intention, choosing simplicity over greed, love over indifference. Right speech, speaking for the voiceless, for the forests, for the unborn generations. Right action, choosing compassion in our daily decisions. Right livelihood, working in ways that support life, not destroy it. Right effort, cultivating seeds of peace and responsibility. Right mindfulness, being present with each drop of water, each meal, each choice. Right concentration, staying steady, not lost in despair or distraction. The Four Noble Truths are not only about the end of personal suffering. They are a lamp for how we might heal the deep suffering we have caused to our world. And so, dear one, let us remember, just as we are capable of harming the earth, we are also capable of loving her back into balance, one step, one breath, one mindful act at a time. The Dharma is not separate from the soil. It is in the wind, the waves, the trees. And when we practice deeply, we practice not only for ourselves, but for all beings, seen and unseen, feathered and finned, rooted and roaming. Let our hearts be soft. Let our choices be wise. Let our practice serve not just awakening, but also the sacred earth that holds us all. Yes, dear one. Let us now turn gently to a very practical part of our practice, one that touches every moment of our modern lives, mindfulness of consumption. In the time of the Buddha, monks and nuns walked barefoot with bowls, receiving only what was needed to sustain the body. They practiced restraint, not as a punishment, but as a path to freedom. They ate with full awareness of the labor, the earth, the rain, and the kindness that went into each offering. Today, we live in a world overflowing with choices. We can shop at all hours, buy with a single click, consume endlessly without even standing up from our chairs. And yet, despite having so much, how often do we feel full? Mindfulness of consumption is not about guilt. It is about waking up to the impact of our actions, not just on ourselves, but on others, on animals, on the soil, on the air, on the future. What we eat, what we wear, what we watch, what we buy. These are not just personal choices. They are spiritual acts. They create ripples, seen and unseen. They plant seeds, not only in the earth, but also in our consciousness. Let us begin with the most basic: food. Before every meal, we can pause, we can breathe, we can look into our bowl or plate and truly see. A single grain of rice contains sun, soil, cloud, farmer, insect, truck, market, hand. How precious, how sacred. When we eat with this awareness, we naturally waste less. We eat what we need, not what our cravings demand. We choose plant-based options when possible, not out of ideology, but out of compassion for the animals and the earth. Next, consider our use of material goods. How often do we buy things we don't need, only to discard them shortly after? Plastics that float in oceans. Clothes worn once and thrown away. Electronics replaced before they are broken. Mindfulness teaches us to ask, is this necessary? Is this kind? Is this nourishing? Even our media consumption matters. What enters the mind becomes the mind. Violent news, endless scrolling, images that stir desire or fear. These things shape our thoughts, our moods, our sense of the world. Mindfulness of consumption includes what we read, what we watch, what we listen to. Is it helping us awaken, or is it putting us back to sleep? Thich Nhat Hanh spoke beautifully of the 5 mindfulness trainings, and the 5th training invites us to look deeply into how we consume, not just for our health, but for the health of society and the planet. To practice mindfulness of consumption is not to become rigid, it is to become loving, to consume in a way that honors our body, the earth, and the web of life. It is not about perfection, it is about intention. Each time we choose a reusable bag, each time we eat with gratitude, each time we turn off a screen and step outside to breathe with the trees, we are practicing, we are healing, we are returning to balance. And so, dear one, let us consume with eyes wide open. Let us remember, every act of consumption is a vote for the kind of world we wish to live in. Let us vote, not with fear, but with mindfulness, with reverence, with joy. Let our lives be simple, not out of lack, but out of love. In simplicity, there is space. In space, there is peace. In peace, there is clarity. And in clarity, the earth can breathe again. Let us breathe with her. Yes, dear one. Now let us rest in the heart of the practice, the soft, radiant flame of loving kindness. We often think of metta, or loving kindness, as something we offer to people, to ourselves, to our family, to a friend, even to someone difficult. But can we expand that boundless heart to include the earth? Can we send loving kindness not only to beings, but to rivers, mountains, clouds, and coral reefs? The Buddha taught that true compassion has no boundaries. It does not stop with species or form. It flows like a great river, embracing all who suffer and all who support life. When we sit quietly and feel love in the heart, we can offer that love outward, not only to humans, but to the very ground beneath us. Take a moment now. Breathe in gently. Let your breath be calm and natural. And now, from the stillness of your heart, silently whisper, may the earth be well. May the forests be green and safe. May the oceans be clean and alive. May the air be fresh and free. May all creatures, walking, flying, swimming, be at peace. Feel this loving energy flowing through you, through your breath, into the world. Loving kindness is not only a feeling, it is also a way of seeing. When we love the planet, we no longer see her as a resource to be used, but as a relative to be cherished. Like a grandmother who has held us gently, fed us, clothed us, and never asked for anything in return. And just as we would protect someone we love, we naturally begin to protect the earth, not from duty, but from tenderness. Love makes things light. Even the smallest action, picking up a piece of litter, tending a plant, reducing waste, becomes a sacred gesture when it is done with love. Some people ask, but how can my small loving kindness affect the vast crisis we face? And we answer, just as a single candle can light 1,000 others without losing its flame, one loving heart can awaken many. And so, let us not underestimate the power of metta. Let us not wait until the earth is fully broken to begin loving her. Let us love her now as she is. Even with her wounds, her bruises, her struggling breath, she is still beautiful. She is still generous. She is still alive. Loving kindness is the rain of the heart. And with enough gentle rain, even the driest soil can bloom again. So, dear one, may your practice be not only for your own peace, but for the healing of the whole earth. Let your heart stretch wide, wider than borders, wider than doubt, wider than despair. Let it stretch to include the birdsong at dawn, the cool shade of a tree, the quiet rhythm of the waves. And may you walk with kindness, speak with kindness, and live in kindness, so that everywhere you go, the earth may feel your love. Yes, dear one, let us now gently enter into stillness together, through the practice of touching the earth, a meditation of deep connection, humility, and gratitude. This is not just a guided meditation, it is a return, a bow, a sacred remembering of where we come from. If you are sitting, allow your body to relax. If you are standing, let your feet feel the earth beneath you. If you are able, you may even wish to lie down or rest your hands on the ground. But however you are, let your breath be soft, let your eyes close, let your heart open. We begin by bringing awareness to our body. Feel your feet, connected to the floor, to the soil beneath, to the layers of rock and root, to the steady ancient presence of the earth. The earth is holding you, right now. She has always held you. Every step, every sleep, every moment of your life has been supported by her strength. Breathe in and say silently, I have arrived. Breathe out and say, I am home. Now, gently, bring to mind an image of the earth. Vast forests, flowing rivers, wide oceans, towering mountains. Feel how alive she is. Feel her beauty, her generosity, her patience. And now silently say, Dear Mother Earth, I touch you with my heart. I bow to you. With gratitude and love, you have given me life, air, food, water, shelter. I have walked on your body, I have breathed your breath. You have nourished me endlessly, and I have often forgotten. Feel that truth, not as an idea, but as a pulse in your bones, a whisper in your breath. Now place both hands gently over your heart. Feel the warmth there. This heart made of the earth beats not only for you, but for all beings. Now silently say, with this breath I return to you. With this love, I honor you. With this mindfulness, I vow to protect you. Rest in that vow. Feel it like a seed planted deep in the soil of your consciousness. Now, take one more breath. Long, soft, full of reverence. And silently whisper, You are in me, and I am in you. There is no separation. I am the earth, and the earth is me. Let this truth settle like dew on a quiet morning. Let it soak into your heart. Slowly, gently, begin to bring awareness back to your surroundings, your breath, your body, the sounds around you. And as you open your eyes, carry this stillness with you. You have not only touched the earth, you have remembered that you have never been apart from her. May this remembrance guide your steps, your choices, your care. With each breath, dear one, you belong. With each act of mindfulness, you bless this world. And the earth smiles back. Yes, dear one. Let us now look at how this deep reverence for the earth, rooted in the Buddhist teachings, becomes living action in the world. For the Dharma is not meant only to be read or heard or chanted. It is meant to be lived, breathed, embodied. When we speak of Buddhist ecology in action, we speak of the practice of compassion not only toward people, but toward all forms of life, trees, rivers, insects, mountains. It is the path of engaged mindfulness, a mindfulness that sees clearly, feels deeply, and responds lovingly. In many monasteries around the world, you will find monks and nuns who walk slowly, barefoot, sweeping the path as they go, not because it is dirty, but because they are present. They walk gently, not to disturb even the tiniest creature. This is not a performance, it is a practice, a way of honoring life. You will find communities that grow their own food with great care, that use rainwater mindfully, that avoid plastic, that treat waste as part of the practice. In the Plum Village tradition, even a scrap of leftover rice is seen as sacred, not to be thrown away, but to be returned to the earth, to nourish it again. This is Buddhist ecology, tender, wise, and rooted in interbeing. But you do not have to be in a monastery to live this way. When you choose to walk or ride a bicycle instead of drive, you are practicing. When you reduce your plastic use, compost your waste, or shop mindfully, you are practicing. When you speak up gently for the protection of forests, animals, or oceans, you are practicing. And even more deeply, when you choose not to fall into despair, but to act with love, to care with presence, even in the face of difficulty, that too is Buddhist ecology in action. The Buddha taught that a single drop of water, falling again and again, can carve through solid rock. Our small actions, repeated with love and mindfulness, can reshape the world. So, dear one, let us walk this path together, humbly, joyfully, lightly. Each mindful breath, each conscious choice, each compassionate act. These are our offerings to the earth. They are not grand, but they are sincere. And from sincerity, great beauty can arise. Let your life be your message. Let your care be your practice. And let the earth feel your gentle presence, one step at a time. Yes, dear one, as we come to the gentle close of our time together, let us return to the simplicity of this truth. We are not separate from the earth. We are the earth. This body is made of her elements. This breath is her breath. And every mindful step we take is a step she takes with us. Let us not wait for tomorrow. Let us begin today with one small action of care, one moment of gratitude, one mindful breath in harmony with the living world. Let your love be visible. Let your mindfulness ripple outward. Let your life be a prayer of protection, a song of healing, a quiet revolution of kindness for the earth. May we walk lightly, may we love deeply, and may we never forget that this earth, this precious, fragile, beautiful earth, is our true home.